I have a bad memory, guys. Anyway, so we tried two, and two worked. So we got rid of C. And then we're going to try -3 now. And if it works, we can get rid of A and B, and the answer is D. Process of elimination is so important. Now, I know, AJ, but there's one good thing that you demonstrated. Sometimes when we use PETA on the first one, we kind of know the answer. That's what it's for. It's for quickly eliminating responses. All right? Let's go down and try -3 now. So -3 minus 5, does that equal -7 plus 3 times -3, which is -9 plus 10? Well, -9 plus 10 makes us, this is -8 equal -7 plus 1, because the square root of 1 is here. Well, these are not true, because this is -6. So -3, it does not work, and we're left with the one that doesn't have -3 in it. Okay? Read the note at the bottom of the page. AJ, could you read this note at the bottom, right below it? There's a note, I think. If not, read it off the screen here. Go ahead.
When the answers contain several values or pairs of values, plug them in one at a time and use POE.
Right. Now, you may not have to, which is good. Oops, sorry about that. You may not have to, which is good. You may get the point real quick and be able to pick one, but it certainly will help using PETA. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's a table problem. I told you last week they love these tables. They're XY. This 2 weeks ago we talked. XY tables. These are actually all ordered pairs in these tables, right? So I direct your attention to the first ordered pair in each table. You can see each one of them has X equals 0, right? And the question you're going to do is you're going to figure out probably which one of those is wrong first. But let's read the problem first. Which of the following tables contains corresponding values of X and Y that are all solutions to the inequality 3x minus 3 is less than Y? Now you understand all of them have to work. So if the first line doesn't work, that total answer is out. So your goal is to discredit as many as you can as quickly as you can. Okay? That's your actual goal here. I lost my screen here. Okay. Now I'm rolling. All right. Okay, let's work with this now over here. You might wonder, well, what's there to label here? Well, they're all just X, Y, so you don't really have to write them over here. Here's just where you're going to do your work, right? All right, we'll try A, B, and C like that. That's where we'll do our work. I mean, it's obvious these are ordered pairs when they're in tables like this. All right, everybody try A, B. Try to do them in order. I always do them out of order. A, B, C, D. Just try the first line. 0 and -1, does that work? And then down to B, 0, comma, -3, does that work? And 0, comma, -5, does that work? And then 0, comma, -1, does that work? All right, go ahead and work through these. Oh, this one's in order, X first, then Y, look. So it'll be easier to do. All right, why don't you try those? I'll give you a minute or so, a little over a minute, and see if you can tell which ones of those are eliminated. How's that? Which ones are eliminated? You get the pattern right away because X is 0. If it's wrong, just draw a line through it, right? It stays in play, leave it alone. Give you another 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Process of elimination. All right, we should have maybe some people got the answer, but we should have also by now already have checked 0, comma -1 for A, 0, comma negative. Let me ask a question about that first line. Which ones should we eliminate based on trying the first ordered pairs on the first row?
B.
B is out, yes. Is anything else out? Only B?
C.
Who said that?
Ashton.
You are right, sir. Any other ones, AJ?
D.
You think D is out? What's 3 times 0?
Oh, 0.
Well, 3 is 0. 0 minus 3. I'm looking at this, right? 0
Yeah.
minus 3. What's 0 minus 3?
-3.
Is -3. Where is it at here? Is -3 less than -1? Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that. So we're going to hang on to A and D. See it? So I didn't ask what was right. I said we're going to hang on to. So we're going to eliminate B and C. We're going to hang on to D. We don't have any evidence yet to get rid of it, right? Which order pair would you like to go to next, AJ?
What'd you say?
Which ordered pair would you like to go to next?
The last one.
Clever, clever man. Because he's figured out that 2 and 5 work. And it works for A, it works for D, right? Right, AJ?
Yeah.
So we go to, but the interesting one will be 4, won't it? Because you got 9 for one, 12 for the other. So let's do it. 3 times 4 minus 3, is it less than 12? Well, 12 minus 9, 9 is less than 12. So far, so good on A, right? So if it was me, I would just run with A. But let's have some fun. How's that? Down here, 3 times 4 minus 3, that's the same thing as 9. Is 9 less than 9? Is 9 less than? No, it's the same as 9. So D is out, and the answer is A. Okay? So you're right, AJD was out, but not because of the first two. That I knew what you meant, though. That's why I asked you what variable should we go to next. Okay? All right. Any questions on that? Anthony, did you follow this? Should I kind of review it?
I think I got it.
Yeah, you just have to see a couple of these. This technique is not like used in school. Here's some clues you can use, Peter. Anthony, in fact, go ahead and read that. Clues you can use, Peter. Go ahead.
The question asks for a specific amount, how much, how many, or what is the value of.
Okay, continue.
All the answer choices are numbers.
Uh-huh.
You get the urge to write your own equation.
Yeah, these are indications that we have a plug in the answer problem. Okay? All right, let's go on. Oh yeah. Let's see who has I used to have a professor in college. He was a really cool Vietnamese professor. All these years, I still remember. Remember, he would say, "Let's see who have the sharp eye." Sharp eyes, being able to read these. Let's go ahead and read this first. Ashton, could you read number 5 on page 470? Uh, yeah, number 5 of
Yeah,
470.
the combined total height of the original Ferris wheel and the Eiffel Tower is 1.2.
1,000.
Oh, oh, that's 1,248 feet. If the Eiffel Tower is 720 feet taller than the Ferris wheel was, how tall was the Ferris wheel in feet?
This is a for sure Peter problem. Hey, by the way, Ashton, what's the combined height of the Ferris wheel and the Eiffel Tower?
Um, let me see.
According to this, what's the combined height if you add the heights of each together?
That is,
Read the first sentence again.
oh, oh, it's 1,248 feet.
Did y'all see what I just did? These creeps at SAT have learned how to listen closely to me, have learned how to write sentences where you read them and you really don't see them. That's what fools everybody on this kind of problem. Does everybody see that the combined height? It didn't say the Ferris wheel was 1248 or the Eiffel Tower was 1248, did it? It said their combined height. In fact, 1248 is the one number that neither one can be because the other one would have to be 0 feet, right?
Yeah.
It's the combined height. It's amazing how they know how to write. Ooh, I'm gonna get mad at them if I continue on. All right, go ahead and read the second sentence again, though. Was that Ashton that was reading? Yeah. Read that second sentence again, please. If the Eiffel Tower, Ashton, Anthony,
Yeah.
read the second sentence.
If the Eiffel Tower was 720 feet taller than the Ferris wheel was, how tall is the Ferris wheel in feet?
Read it again slower.
If the Eiffel Tower is 720 feet taller than the Ferris wheel, what was how tall the Ferris wheel was in feet?
Yeah, and how tall is B? So it's like we're trying to find the Ferris wheel, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I would do first. I would set up my scratch paper and I would go A 264, B 528, right? C, everybody watch, 678. Exactly what I would do. Then 980. And I would label this Ferris wheel or just Ferris. You know, on the test, you probably just put F. Ferris. Okay. They want to know what the Ferris wheel is, period. Now, you know the combined height of both is 1,248 feet. So it looks like we're going to need a column for the Eiffel Tower, ET. They're not listed here, but the instructions, I think, will help us, right? All right, if we start with C, who can tell me what the Eiffel Tower height is? And how did you find it out?
You just add C and 720 if you
Very
wanted
good.
to.
Excellent. And what do we get when we add those two together? You can use calculator, scratch paper. What do you get when you add those two together?
Get 1,398.
All right, 1398. Is C the answer?
Nah,
And how do you know it's not the answer?
because it's not the combined height.
Very good. It's not. And what is the combined height to make sure everybody hears?
1,248.
That's right. So it's not C. Don't you see it can't be D therefore? D's just going to even be a higher number, isn't it?
What?
So it can't be D either. Because D, huh?
Can't be.
Okay, because D is going to be a higher number. So that
Yeah.
brings us to B. All right. What's the Eiffel Tower if the Ferris wheel is 528? Anthony?
S- It's 528.
I can't hear you.
Wait, what did you? Wait,
How much? How do we get the Eiffel Tower is 1398. Where do we get 1398 from on C? What did we do? What did we do?
Added 678 and 720.
Well, you added 720. Say that.
Added 720.
All right. Now, what are we going to do to get it here?
Add
Read the second sentence again.
if the Eiffel Tower is 720 feet taller than the Ferris wheel was.
Stop. How are we going to get it?
Add 720.
Yeah. Are you asking me or telling me?
Telling you.
Okay, good. You only have two numbers to work with here, right? So anyway, what do you get when you add them together?
1248.
You said 1248.
Yeah.
Okay, you add them together
Yeah.
and you get 1248. Is that the answer?
Yeah.
Nah, that's not the answer.
Well, the original Ferris wheel. Why is it not the answer? Was that Jamar? No,
Yeah.
Jamar, you're not allowed to answer.
Oh, okay.
AJ, is that the answer? B?
No.
Why not?
Because it's A.
Because it's A, but why?
Because it doesn't add up to the
Don't say it. No it in math class.
hmm?
You can't say it in math class.
Oh, because 528 plus 720
It
isn't
is 12. It is 1248.
oh wait. Then I don't know.
All right. Well, the Eiffel Tower, by the way, this question is a high score, is a high math score nightmare. So this is 1248 for the Eiffel Tower, right? And 528 for the Ferris wheel. Jamar, what's the combined height of the Eiffel Tower, the Ferris wheel, supposed to be?
It's supposed to be 1248.
So we add 1248 to 528. Did we get 1248?
I mean, yeah, you did.
Well, but you that's the Eiffel Tower. But add the Eiffel Tower, which is this number here, to the Ferris wheel, do we get 1248?
Yeah, you got 1248.
You got some bigger number, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what it is now. 1700 and something, but it's not the answer. And you're right. Then you conclude A is the answer. But why is A the answer? Because we take 264 and we add 720 to it. You get 984 for the Eiffel Tower. You have 248. I'm sorry, you have 264 for the Ferris wheel. If you add those two numbers up, you get 1248. So be careful not to get lost in the problems because the 720 was only added to find out what the Eiffel Tower is. To find out what it is. I bring this up because they put this problem now on 3 tests. and only 16% of students get it right, regardless of their ability in math. It's because there's been good students that missed it because we forget what the goal is. It was Eiffel plus Ferris. Okay. The 720 is only a way to find Eiffel. Once you find Eiffel, we add Eiffel and Ferris, and the test is, does it equal 1248? All right. Okay. Thought I hit that problem. Any questions on this one? It's a little you get it now, AJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost a trick. But it's been on 3 tests. Crazy. I don't care about this one too much. I care about this one though. Everybody try number 2 using PETA. Or whatever you want to do, I guess. Everybody try number 2. Which reminds me, let me. Everybody try number 2. It's ready. Ooh, time flies. You're having fun. Get this one by hook or crook. Yeah, 45 seconds. I'll give you another 30 seconds here. Then see if anybody came up with it. Somebody probably did though. Somebody's. All right. If you got an answer, private text me the answer. This is Zoom, so you can just send it over to me. Private chat that on over to me, would you? Somebody just sent me something. Okay. Thank you, Jamar. Thank you, Anthony. No problem. Take another 25, 30 seconds. And then watch when I do the problem how I just go right through the steps of PETA and go right to it. That's what you want to watch. All right, let's take a look. Once again, go right over here to my scratch paper. A lot of it is kind of how I handle the paper too, but a lot of it is too what you do after the first step. All right, if we start, and these are ordered pairs. So in ordered pairs, I would just start at the top. You could start anywhere you want, but I would start at the top. And again, the easier equation, that's kind of relatively speaking. I guess this is pretty easy, right? So minus 16, that's what y is. Does that equal 3 times minus 7 plus 5? Well, we got minus 16. Does that equal minus 21 plus 5? Well, guess what? Minus 16 does equal minus 16. So now we go to the second equation. Because the first one worked. We're checking A first, by the way. All right, okay, so now we go to the second one, and we get y, which is minus 16. Minus 16. Does that equal, well, minus 7 plus 1, right? Minus 7 minus 1. Because minus 7 is x, times minus 7 plus 9, which is, does minus 16 equal minus 8 times 2, minus 16? Hey, it does it. You know what? The answer is A. That's it. That's all you got to do. Is there another way to do this problem? Well, yes. And this, I'll do it right now, right before I break. You could use the Desmo calculator, which I will, in the chat, again, provide it to you. Of course, on the test, you just click it, and it comes up. Let me make a copy of this for you. I'll put it in the chat. Oh, everybody. Got to chat to everybody. Okay. There's the Desmo calculator in the chat. The other way is to use this calculator. You got to see this. And then I have a legitimate question that I need to ask you because I've shown you how to do it with Peter, right? Does that make sense? Oh yeah, I'm kind of glad. Hey, Ashton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of glad that came up with you. So you see what I did here, right?
Yeah.
But there's another way. And again, people learn math different ways. So I'm glad there's two ways. One way is to use the Desmo calculator. Let me make sure I open my book up so I read the right equation, okay? I really want you to see this. Okay, over on the calculator, let's put in the first equation, which is y equals 3x plus 5, right? Ash, you follow me so far?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the second one. Oops. You see what I did? You know what I did. I like you to say it. Oh, my Lord. You just click right below like that. That's all I had to do. Okay, y equals, and guess what? It understands the parentheses, x minus 1, and also knows it's the second equation, doesn't it? Times what? X plus 9?
Yeah.
Okay. At first crack, you think there's no relationship. Remember, you can zoom away, right? And when you zoom away from it, you see they cross up here and it crosses down here, right? And there it is down here, minus up here. Let's just see what it is for fun. 2 comma 11. Hey, Ashton, is 2 comma 11 listed?
No.
No. So you check the other intersection. Is minus 7 minus 16 listed?
Yeah.
And that's the answer. Do you understand that approach?
Yeah.
Now I got to ask AJ. I can't wait to ask AJ what I'm going to ask. Hey, AJ. AJ? Oh, no, AJ. Anthony, you there? Oh,
Yeah.
you there? Which now that you've seen both, which way would you do it on the test? I mean, serious business. I mean, maybe say, I don't know, whatever I feel like. I don't know. But what do you think?
Honestly, I don't know which way I would do it.
Okay, good. Good. But it's something to think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
You bet, because some people learn that way. Ashton, what way would you use?
Calculator.
How do you think I knew that?
I don't know.
Because you thought the Peter way was wonky.
Yeah.
You know how I knew that? Because
How?
I did something teachers don't normally do. I actually listened carefully. Oh well, just thought I'd bring that up. Jamar, does this make sense?
Yeah, a little bit.
Which one would you use?
The first one.
Yeah, you like, yeah, a lot of people like that. I mean, you probably looked at the first plug. You knew you looked at that order pair, you might have known.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like that because everybody's different. Everybody's different. Okay. All right, it's now 6:05. Time flies when we're having fun. But let's break. When we come back, we're gonna do one more of these, one or two more of these Peters. Then I want to introduce dual text passages of reading to you. Right now, it's 6:05. See you at 6:15. Supposed to give breaks every hour or so, so I make sure I do it. Take a break. I'll be back to you at 6:15 sharp, okay? But make it sharp so we can get back started, okay? Get started in a minute here. 6:14. Page 472 when we start. All righty. All right. I'll see everybody. Everybody with me? AJ, you there? AJ, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Great.
Ready for your poll of the day.
Alexa, stop.
What's your favorite place to
Alexa,
stay?
stop. Gee, it asks me a poll question every day. Jamar, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Excellent. Ashton, are you there?
I'm here.
And Anthony.
I'm here.
Perfect, gentlemen. Good. Look at page 472. I'm going to go through this problem with you because it's a special class of Peter problem. It's coming up more and more. It's kind of a story problem kind of thing with Peter. You just got to follow the story. That's the point here. You let the answers lead the way. Uh, I also point out to you, you got to look at problems in terms of bite-sized pieces. Like the first sentence, you got to kind of think of it that way. And the second sentence normally tells the story. Let's go ahead and have a reading of that at a moderate, slow to moderate pace. AJ, could you read that? Number 3 on 472.
Yeah. A dessert order of 68 items is divided into two portions for packaging and transport. One portion contains C items, the other portion contains D items, and the value of C is 10 less than 2 times the value of D. What is the value of C?
All right, so a lot of this is the psychology of how you handle your scratch paper. So watch this closely. So what shall we label A, B, C, and D? What should we label them? Anthony, what do they represent?
Um,
C or D?
Wait, I don't get it.
Okay, is it variable C or D? Ashton, what do you think?
C.
No, I mean, no, what the question is what variable we're trying to label the
Yeah, variable C.
C. There you go. Because here's a good way to know, Anthony, right there. These numbers represent possible values for C. The dumb test is trying to tell you the answer. It's one of those 4. And so you're going to use those 4 each to figure out what the answer is by elimination. And the way we do that is PETA. Okay? So starting with B, which is 39, we see we're going to have a D, evidently. We're going to have a D. And then the question is going to be C plus D because, again, it's like that Eiffel Tower problem. It's divided into 2 portions, right? One that has C items, one that has D items. You just let these develop. Some people say you just start drawing the columns as they develop, but you can see them developing. So if B is 39, how do we find D? If B is 39, how do we find D?
Wouldn't you multiply by 2, then add 10?
It's two
Uh,
less than 10. It's 10 less than 2 times the value of D. So what did you say?
multiply by 2, then add 10.
What do you multiply by 2?
B,
So what number is going to be greater?
39.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you multiply by 2, you get 78.
Wait,
Mhm. So what's going to be the lowest number? The how do I say this? What is the lower number? The the C or D?
C,
What'd you say?
C?
You said B.
No, C.
Oh, C. C is the lower number, you think? And if you do 10 less than 2 times, that'd be 68. So you think it's that much lower, huh? All right. Do you agree with that, AJ? Not AJ.
Wait, uh, I don't really know. I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
I know. That's why I always like to look at this problem. There's something I'm supposed to remember. I wrote myself a note 4 weeks ago when I was in a session at Dorsey. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, plug. Here it is here. I wrote a note when I looked at this last time. I want to make sure I don't forget to say the note. Yeah, here it is. I did. That was the arc problem. All right, it was the arc problem. All right. All right. So that's one way, but read the first sentence. Let's have a reading of the first sentence, AJ.
Yeah, reread the first sentence.
Yeah, just read the first sentence.
A dessert order of 68 items is divided into 2 portions for packaging and transport.
So if C is 39, what is D according to that? How do we get it? And let's say we don't do the 10 less than 2 times. There's a flaw in that reasoning. What does the first sentence indicate? Looking only at the first sentence that we should do to get D.
Divide by 2.
No, forget you ever
Yeah.
saw the second sentence. It's
You
all
said,
it's all about the first sentence.
yeah, I was saying you should minus by 10 first.
Well, let's say we forget about the second sentence.
Oh, the second sentence
Just forget it.
is
Look at the first sentence only and tell me what D is.
divided into 2 portions.
Okay, good. So you know one portion. What's the other?
The other portion,
Yeah, you know C is 39.
uh, I wouldn't say C39, but yeah, it's like
AJ? All right, let's put it this way.
Oh,
If you got $68,
29.
Jamar, let's go back to Jamar. If you have $68, right? And one of your pockets is 39, what's in the other pocket? How do you find out the amount?
you just minus it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the point. So what do you get when you minus it, Jamar? 68 minus what?
What you want me to do? 39?
Minus 39. What do you get?
29.
Perfect. So we got 29 for D and 39 for C. Okay. Now, if we take, because so now that's the first condition. Now, what's 10 less than 2 times D? Well, 2 times D is 29. 10 less than that gives us 48. Okay? So the question is, is 48 equal to 6? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, is 48 is 48.
One question. You doing 29 minus 10?
Or 29 times 2. My two looks very bad.
Oh, that's a time. Oh, okay, I
It
see
looks
that.
I'm sorry about that. That
All
gives
right.
us 48, right? So the question would be, does that equal, if we add C plus D, does it equal 48? That would be the question. Or am I saying this right? Yeah, I am. Yeah. The question is, does this, said it wrong, does this equal to this? Is the question. Because they're saying if you take the difference, it's the same as doing this. So does this equal this? Well, let's see about this one. Let's see about, because really 48, right, means we need a larger value for C. So 42 would be here. And then 68 minus 42, what's that? 26. It's 26, right? And 2 less than 2 times 26? 10 less than that is 42. Now you got a situation where this numbers are the same because it says the other portion contains C the items, and the value of C is 10 less than 2 times the value of it. Now, I only showed this problem to show you that you will get problems where you have to carefully work through them, more so in Module 2. But this gives you an idea of when to stop spending time. The minute you get to a problem like this and it's getting a little gnarly, a little bit, because I think this should be question 5, in my opinion. But the idea is to follow the story because it says the value of C is 10 less than 2 times D. So here's 10 less than 2 times D, and there's C. Here's 10 less than 2 times D, C. But in order to get D, you had to subtract. Whenever you have 2 steps like that, it's where it gets to be a little more tricky. All right? Now, what I'm not going to ask, what all I'm going to do is say, just know your limits on these math problems. I would, if it was me, I would try B, and if I don't understand what's going on, what the heck is going on here? And I start reading and I can't understand it. But remember to read one piece at a time. That will help to get here first. I would say that because then you can do the 10 less than 2 times for D if you read it carefully. All right? But is there another way someone's discovered to do this? It's not a calculator problem for sure, but is there another way? I noticed you all were starting with the second sentence, right? Kind of like starting to work there. But you got to remember, you got to be able to figure out what D is, right? That's the tricky part. To compare the value of D you get there. All right, enough of that. If you want to try another one that's a little bit more direct, you could try number 4 on your own for homework. In fact, I would recommend it. You can text it to me. Okay? Meanwhile, let's at least expose you to dual text. Page 77. I'm not going to finish dual text today. I just want to expose you to it. Page 77, dual text. It's a reading, it's part of the reading section, right? That's the first thing. We said there were different question types in reading. We're going to apply the basic approach for use on dual text questions. Oops, I got to pull mine up here again. Dual. There it is. Didn't even tell I was there. All right, you're going to adapt the basic approach. We're going to talk about basic approach in dual text, and you're going to learn how to look at claims. Not really. Going to differentiate between multiple views. Definitely that. All right, let's go do it. All right, page 78. Get your pencil ready. Page 78. This background stuff does help. the combined text of dual text of the two. Remember, it's going to be two short, sometimes one sentence for each paragraphs, two very short, called dual text. The dual means two. You're never going to have more than 150 words when you combine both. The topics of the dual text are going to always be science. And lately, it's been a lot more science than social science, which is social studies. I'll just put that, okay? Social studies means geography, history, sociology. These are all social studies. Psychology, I suppose. Dual text will often ask you how someone, listen to this, very important, someone from one text would, usually it's the author, would respond to a person, by person in there, group, or idea from another text. They ask you to compare things going on in two texts. They can also ask for an idea. It's rare they can, for an idea about which of the authors or people from both texts would agree. They usually don't deal with where they agree, although they do it, okay. From both texts. So that's how dual text works, okay? Let's look at the basic approach and look at one example. Read the question first. When you read the question, read the cue. As you read, you'll have a highlighter tool. Highlight the person or group in text one that will be responding to the claim or idea from text one. You should also highlight the claim or idea from text one. If the question is looking for an idea about both texts, you proceed to step two. Now I'm going to show you how to do these, don't worry. So number two says read the first text. So you read the question, you read the first text. There's going to be two texts, there are two paragraphs, I must call them. You read the first and you highlight the claim. Or you note it, right? Highlight. You have a highlighter too, you might as well use it. Highlight the claim. What they claiming, you know. 3, of course, read the second text. Read the second one. And highlight what's said about the same idea. So those are 3 steps so far. And those will go pretty quick. Sometimes people don't have to highlight them. You just look at one, look at the other one. That happens a lot. Step 4 is if you need to, I'll just put determine. Determine the relationship between the two. You have the 2 ideas. What's their relationship? Do they agree? Do they disagree? But, or they could, but another, right? It could be something else. If the question is asking for a response, determine whether the person is explaining, supporting, or contradicting the claim. Write down the relationship if you want to in the annotation box, but you won't have to. And then, of course, 5 is use POE. POE is process of elimination, okay? Use POE. On dual text questions, here's the most common tricks. Opposite, like they'll be agreeing and somehow you think they disagree, right? It could be something not even covered in the text, beyond the text. It's not even there, and they're talking about it. And then half right, which we know half right is all wrong. Half wrong is all wrong. But half right, something's half right is wrong on the SAT. Okay, let's continue. All right, let's have a reading of that box. Ashton, could you read the box on 79? Oh, the bottom of 79, sorry. The bottom of 79.
Okay. The bottom.
Yeah, dual text.
Dual text questions ask you to consider the relationship between a pair of texts by examining the interactions between the texts. Understanding what interactions are possible is key to establishing the relationship between the text and applying POE.
You better believe it. If the question is asking for a response, the person or group from one text will likely do one of the following. No, likely, they will. Take the word likely out. They'll support the claim or idea from the other text. They will contradict the claim, or they'll kind of have a combination of both, have some conditions. They will always do one of these three. I don't know why they put likely. It's going to be, okay? Remember, the way you know you have a dual text question is you have two texts. Not that hard to identify. All right, 8081. Let's take a look at this together. We're reading over here right now. Before we do that, go ahead and read the question out loud. Anthony, page 80, I guess that is. I don't know. I guess it's page 80. Let me look at my book. 8081, I guess they say in my stuff here. Could you read the question on number 1?
By confirming there.
Based on the text, page 80.
Oh, based on the text, how would Lida and McKellar most likely respond
Oh,
to
you
the
missed the part that's the best part of all. Do that again.
based
Based on the text.
based on the text, how would Lida and McKellar most likely respond
And where did Lyda and McKellar respond? What text?
to the claim?
You missed the
Dude.
word text too.
Oh yeah.
Read it again.
Based on text, how would Lida and McKellar text to most likely respond to a claim made by the biologist presented in text 1?
So the first thing I would do is I would look at text 1 and find out what the biologists say. Okay? Okay, AJ, what did the biologists say in text 1?
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah, read it.
All right. Biologists once classified dinosaur species as reptiles as they were
Stop.
uh
So
hmm?
biologists classified dinosaurs as reptiles was the claim made in text 1. All right, now let's concentrate on Lyda and McKellar. This is how you actually do it on test. AJ, I probably wouldn't even read the whole thing. I would stop right where I just read.
Okay.
Because once you know you have dual text, you just got to know the claim. So what does the biologist claim, AJ?
That they were
Don't say they. Don't say they.
the dinosaurs are reptiles.
Stop. That's it. That's the claim. Now, what are Lyda and McKellar? And by the way, you see my underline, everybody? That's what I would use my highlighter tool. I put that highlighter tool up on the screen on the digital and make it yellow. And that's why in class, I want you to bring a highlighter, and I'll remind y'all next week, so you can highlight these texts and practice using a highlighter. Okay, but you can underline like I did. See mine? All right, what about Lyda and McKellar? What do they claim? Who's going to find it first? What's their claim? Anybody? What's their claim? Ashton?
I think
Don't
it's
think.
at
Don't
the
think. Look at the text.
it's at the bottom. It says McKellar and Lida maintain that dinosaurs and birds share many characteristics,
Stop.
such
What's their claim?
that dinosaurs and birds share many characteristics.
And that it says later that they're closely related. So what do biologists say, Ashton?
Biologists, they say that
What do biologists say in text 1? Come on.
they're classified dinosaur species as reptiles.
And what do the Lyda McKellar say?
They're saying that It's dinosaurs and birds.
Okay, that's what you need to know to do this problem. Does everybody see how we identified that? We'll do more of the next week, but so read response A out loud, Anthony. Oh, Anthony's not here. Jamar, could you read response A out loud?
Yeah.
Going over here to A.
By confirming the assumption that reptiles and birds are equally related to dinosaurs.
Hey, Jamar, did they agree they're equally related?
Nah.
Okay, read B, AJ.
By stating that the biologist neglected to mention that bone structure is the
Stop.
most.
The biologist claim that?
No.
What the minute you see that, I'm showing y'all how not to read too much. You don't have a lot of time. Read C, AJ.
We don't need to.
Ha ha. Yeah, but recognizing the validity of the claim, I mean, that's crap. Y'all don't see that's crap. On the other hand, AJ, even though we know it's right because we know 3 are wrong, read D.
By disagreeing with the premise that dinosaurs were reptiles as their own research supports a different conclusion.
There's nothing wrong with that. You could say birds if you want, most likely birds, but they certainly didn't agree that they didn't say anything about reptiles, Lyda and McKellar, did they? And so that's how dual text works. I want to introduce it to you today. Okay? So obviously we're going to do a lot with dual text on next Sunday and a little bit more with tiny bit, I just do that one problem, tiny bit more with PETA and maybe a little nonlinear algebra math as well. All right, time flies, you're having fun. Thanks, guys. See you next Sunday at 5 o'clock to 6:40.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Bye-bye now.